Hi, I'm Gary Pritchard, in-house counsel for Glidewell Laboratories and the author of the Gary the Lawyer feature, new to Chairside Magazine. In this scintillating series of articles and videos, my goal is to give you information you can actually use, after consulting with your own lawyer, of course, rather than just vague discussions and confusing treatises that are heavy on syllables but light on utility. As always, please remember that the information that I'm providing does not constitute an attorney-client relationship, is not intended as legal advice, and is not a substitute for obtaining legal advice from a qualified attorney. So let's cut to the chase. I'm going to tell you how I have been able to get Yelp to remove some negative reviews. You can find the actual letters I wrote on the online or print version of Chairside Magazine. But here's the idea behind the letters. First, go to the Yelp website and look at its general guidelines. The area on the website where it gives the user the standards for posting on its site. The idea is to show Yelp that the offensive post is in violation of one or more of these guidelines. For example, one of its guidelines states no threats, harassment, lewdness, hate speech, or other displays of bigotry. From my point of view, the last thing Yelp wants to do is to allow a post that is offensive to someone, though you could argue that any negative post is harassment, but that might just be the lawyer in me. Now put your politically correct pants on and pay attention, because this is the key. If you can tie the harassment or discrimination into one of the legally protected categories, that is age, race, sex, disability, religion, national origin, etc., you can substantially strengthen your complaint. Employment lawyers are the masters of this, twisting a negative comment into a claim of harassment or discrimination based on a protected category. Let me give you a few examples. Let's say that the complaint states that your dental equipment is old and outdated. You feel harassed or discriminated against because of your age. Someone makes a complaint that your fat hygienist was mean. She felt harassed because of her disability. Yes, obesity is now a disability in and of itself, and a notarized statement from her attesting to the harassment can only strengthen your Yelp complaint letter. Again, someone complains that your front desk receptionist was rude, when in fact, in the course of seeking psychological treatment, she was prescribed medication that has a mood-altering side effect. The customer has just made a complaint about your receptionist's disability. Are you understanding the program? Can you smell what I'm cooking? Other Yelp guidelines can be equally helpful. Here are just a few ideas. Yelp states that reviews should not be written by competitors in your industry. Of course, you might not know who the review was written by, and Yelp was recently successful in a lawsuit brought by a business attempting them to compel it to disclose the person behind the post. But still, if you suspect a competitor is behind a complaint, you should certainly point that out to Yelp, along with any evidence to substantiate your position. Yelp says no commercial promotional content. Therefore, if the review has any reference to businesses or other products other than yours, you have grounds for an objection. For example, if the review complains that you don't use the state-of-the-art TS150 mill from Glidewell Laboratories, you could object. Or you could just treat yourself to one through any of our fine dealers. Yelp states that the reviews aren't the place for rants about a business's employment practices, political ideologies, extraordinary circumstances, or other matters that don't address the core of the consumer experience. Accordingly, you should complain about reviews by disgruntled former employees. You can be sure if it's a complaint about your practice, it's an extraordinary circumstance. Use that. Yelp states that the reviews should not publicize other people's private information, including full names. So if they use the personal name of either you or any of your employees in the negative review, make a complaint. Yelp states that the review should discuss firsthand consumer experiences only. So be sure to object to any review that says, my wife, or my mother, or my husband received horrible treatment. Moreover, Yelp states that all reviews should be factually correct. Well, if it's a negative review about you, you know some fact is missing. Objection. Back up your objection with the documented facts included in your letter. One last point to note. In my successful attempts to have reviews pulled from Yelp, I addressed the letters to Yelp's Agent for Service of Process, which can be found through the website of the California Secretary of State. I think that gives the letter some extra attention. Yelp also informed me that emailing an objection to the website is another way to complain about a violation of their company standards. I think it's a good idea to use both. Use the shotgun complaint approach. Get 2 looks at your complaint and point out multiple violations of the guidelines in each complaint. Throw it all out there, make something stick, and keep those Yelp reviews of your business fair, accurate, and representative of the great work that you do. Good luck out there.